Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. I had to take yesterday off. I needed a mental health day. Just exhaustion, and there's a lot of stuff going on here behind the scenes that are stressing the family out. But I want to give everybody a couple updates this morning early, and then the rest of the day I'm going to be focused on a couple things. First of all, we're going to be watching California. Today is D-Day in essence for Xavier Becerra there, or Javier Becerra, however he says his name. He's still a tyrant. The Attorney General of California, today is his deadline by the close of business today in California for the courts. If they do not appeal Duncan v. Becerra, then the three-judge panel's decision becomes binding and final. However, the way that it was written with that stay by Judge Benitez in San Diego, it has to go back to him to lift the stay. So in theory, if Becerra, the AG, does not appeal today, by the end of the day, then it goes to Benitez, and if he happens to stick around, late for an hour, and tells the court to stay open late for an hour, and they find out that it wasn't appealed, in theory, today they could lift the stay, and all would be normal in California for magazines. It would be back to, how it should be, with standard capacity. Also, he could appeal it today, and if he appeals it, then it depends on which way he appeals. He's got two options. Could go to an en banc, which would be 11 justices from the Ninth Circuit, and of those, one is the Chief Justice for the circuit, and 10 other justices. Or he could appeal to the Supreme Court. Now, there are rumors, there are whispers that he's not going to appeal it because of the ramifications that it holds. If the en banc decision stays the way this three-judge panel decided, or if it goes to the Supreme Court, and then this is the case that they decide to take up. So there's a lot of risk there for California right now. And if he does appeal it, and the en banc panel goes against the decision, and they overrule and saying, it was unconstitutional for a couple weeks, but we don't like that, so we're going to switch it because we are unconstitutional, then the appeal process continues for the Duncan camp. So there's a lot of stuff that is hinging on today, so it's a big day. So that is the update. I've been getting a lot of texts, emails, DMs, messages, phone calls, texts, whatever. I said text already. But today is the day. So today is the cutoff. Also, another update that is the hot topic of the land, and that's the situation with Kyle Rittenhouse, the Kenosha kid that people are calling him. We all know the story. There's no need for me to rehash it and beat a dead horse. But there are legitimate questions that some people have asked and raised. And what I will tell you is that, yes, somebody has stepped up to help, a couple people. And I'll go over that real quick because the people who are stepping up are pretty high power. We all know the scenario, okay? And regardless of what some people think about, you're this old and you can't hold this piece of aluminum, that's up for debate. But I'll tell you what, that's what gun control laws do to people. They have people saying, you know what, he can't defend himself because he shouldn't have had that gun. Well, everybody has the right to self-defense, all right? So what we're supposed to do is say, just like everybody else, right? They're innocent until proven guilty, right? Everybody wants to be innocent until proven guilty, except when something happens, nobody wants to give them the benefit of the doubt. So you have to let the investigation take its toll and take its course, and then it's up to the jury. And that's where this is going to be interesting. Juries are always a wild card, all right? So yes, I've been told that he had the GoFundMe, and that GoFundMe removed it. However, they still allowed the one for a canoe arm, right? You might remember this name because he's a pretty high-powered attorney. It's L. Lynn Wood. And that's the same attorney that first made a couple of headlines for defending Richard Jewell. And also recently, he is the attorney that helped out Nicholas Sandman, the high school kid who had the MAGA hat on, and the Native American guy was banging his drum, and everybody in the media made it out like he was a pompous kid who was being racist, when it was actually 180 degrees different. And he has settled with several of those media conglomerates who painted him and smeared him and painted him as a bad person. And he's now the highest paid person at CNN, and he doesn't even work for the company. So that's good. And some tweets that were posted yesterday, Wood and his colleagues have assembled a legal team to defend Rittenhouse, and also revealed that conservative commentator Michelle Malkin would be assisting. So that is some serious power for his defense here. And we know already he's been painted as an assassin, right? Even though, well, look, the facts are out there. It's all on video. All right, he was under attack, was a Molotov cocktail thrown at him, hit in the head with a skateboard. Guy came at him, tried to kick him in the head. Another one came at him with a Glock pulled. You have the right to defend yourself, regardless of how old you are or how bad it looks. So we'll let that stay there and see how more details come out. The same thing that I did with the McCloskeys, right? A lot of people were jumping on them, and they're wrong, and look how they're holding that, and he's wearing a pink polo, and this is terrible. It's coming out now that they were 100% right. I've always done that. In any case that people ask me about, I wait a couple days to see the facts, the video, if it's out, because that actually, the evidence is what helps decide a case, not public opinion. Public opinion sucks because everybody flies off like they're a know-it-all and their last name is Encyclopedia Britannica, and that's not always the case. And also, last night, I got an email from Gun Owners of America, and Gun Owners of America have come out in defense of Mr. Rittenhouse here, and I'll read you real quick what they put out. This was their announcement last night, and this statement came from Eric Pratt, who is the Senior Vice President of GOA. You've seen him on this channel numerous times. I am very grateful to call him a friend. So Eric said this: based on publicly available video evidence, it appears that Kyle Rittenhouse was acting in self-defense. And despite fake news media reports, it is clear that Kyle was not firing indiscriminately into a crowd. GOA has reached out to Rittenhouse's attorneys and the Lake County Public Defender's Office, and we have our own attorneys, use of force experts, looking into this case. In the meantime, we demand fair treatment from the media, because up until now, their coverage has been horrific. With no evidence, they have labeled Kyle as a racist and a vigilante, but that just indicates how the media elites view all gun owners. More to the point, the media has given more favorable coverage to rioters and looters over the past several months than to gun owners who appear to be protecting their lives from violent attackers. The media excuses the violent torching of American cities as mostly peaceful protests, and they now minimize the hatefulness of Kyle's attackers, calling them mere protesters. But if leftists want to question why Kyle Rittenhouse was in Kenosha, then they should begin by asking that question to the protesters who have criminal records and who have come from out of town to terrorize business owners. Yeah, something tells me they'll never do that. The bottom line is this: every human being has a God-given right to protect themselves. And when a person's life is under attack, the Constitution protects their ability to use firearms without infringement in the defense of that life. And Eric said it perfectly, and that's what I was trying to get through before, but obviously Eric speaks a lot better than I do. No matter what leftists think, no matter what infringements are there, doesn't matter, okay? And we, the Second Amendment community, have to get over ourselves. How many people were like, oh, you shouldn't have been there. Dude, you have the freedom to be anywhere you want. Oh, you shouldn't have had that gun. Well, I don't know the laws of where he lives, and I don't know if that was his or if it was given to him, but I do know that he was under attack, and I don't care if he used a rusty nail to defend himself to save his life. It's better to be tried by 12 than to be carried by 6. And if you haven't already, folks, if you're a gun owner and you carry them, you might want to make sure that you have some protection. I recommend USCCA. Link is down below. Join so that when something like this happens to you in a blink, in an instant, you're not behind the curve when it comes to your defense. Because the media will obviously turn the country against you no matter how right you are. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Please pass this along. It is now a little after 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still 6 o'clock-ish over there in California, so my eyes are over there all day long. If you hear something before I hear it, let me know, because I do have an appointment with a surgeon today to see how the future is going to look for me. A lot going on. Till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a weapon. Guys and gals, carry a weapon. Can happen in an instant. Take care.